Hey guys, today's video is all about a brand new foundation. This is the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation by NARS. So I came across this foundation on the Sephora website a few weeks ago, but it was still not available to order. Still said coming soon. It had a date on it, a release date of like December 23rd or something, and it wouldn't actually let you put it into your cart. And then last weekend, which was December 2nd, I think, I was scrolling through Sephora and I came across this on the foundation page, and it still said the release date of like December 23rd, but I was able to put it in my cart. Anyway, it came, so I don't really know why that happened. Like, it's still not on the new just added page. So a second little backstory is I actually tried to film this first impressions when I got it in the mail 2 days ago, and it was horrible. It looked terrible. I couldn't even continue with the video. Like, there was no way that I was wearing this foundation all day. So here I am giving it a second try. This foundation was pretty pricey. It was $60 Canadian, so it would be a little bit cheaper in the States. And I got the shade Light 3 Gobi, which is a name of foundation that they have in their other foundation lines as well. I was looking for Siberia, but they actually don't carry the shade Siberia in this new foundation line, which I was a little bit disappointed about. But I do think this Gobi shade is pretty close. It's just a little bit more yellow version of Siberia and maybe just a hair darker. So it comes in like a really nice glass bottle. It's kind of like the skinnier, taller version of the NARS Sheer Glow. And it comes with a pump as well, so that is, of course, very nice. All right, so this foundation says, meet NARS's first longwear foundation that looks stronger, stays longer with skin recognition pigments for the truest color match and 16 hours of wear. First ingredient on the ingredients list is dimethicone followed by water, so it definitely has some silicones in it. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my first impressions of this when I tried it 2 days ago. I didn't use a primer or prep my skin really before using this, and I found that it looked so bad. It just emphasized every little dry flake on my skin. And I also used a brush, so this time I'm gonna try a sponge. And before I started filming today, I washed and exfoliated and moisturized my skin really well, so hopefully this looks better today. So the pumps are like really, really tiny on this. Like, one pump is like a very small amount of product. So I can already tell that it's not looking the most natural of foundations. I don't know, I can see it on any texture on my skin, which was the same result I had when I first tried it. I think if you're using a sponge, I've already gone through those 2 pumps. Although when I used a brush the other day, I did feel like it went a long ways. The color is pretty good. I would say this shade Gobi is a pretty good match for MAC NC15. This foundation does not feel at all like greasy or silicone-y, even though there obviously are silicones within this formula. And it does feel moisturizing. Like, it feels, I don't know, it feels very hydrating. All right, so this is what the foundation looks like. I would say it's pretty good coverage. Like, I want to say a medium to full coverage. You can definitely just see the foundation on my face, which is not something that I typically love. To me, it kind of looks like an Estee Lauder Double Wear on the face. Like, you can see it on the face, it's got decent coverage, but it's not too cakey. In terms of like how it feels like a little bit transfer-y right now. It's not totally dry, but I can feel that it is drying down. This application is leaps and bounds better than when I applied it the other day with a brush and without a thicker moisturizer underneath. If your skin has a tendency to be like flaky and just have like really obvious dry patches when you wear foundation, I don't think that this foundation is going to be particularly for you. You definitely need to prep your skin with this one. So I'm gonna go apply the rest of my makeup. I don't think I'm gonna put a powder on top. I think it could probably use one, but I do want to see how oily my skin gets without a powder. Okay, so I have the rest of my makeup on, and I just wanted to say that I feel like it looks a lot better now that it's had time to kind of warm up to my skin. It doesn't look as textured, and it actually looks pretty good. Like, I actually really like the way that it looks right now. So yeah, I will check back in at the end of the night and we'll see how the foundation holds up. Hey guys, I am back. I have been wearing the foundation for a little over 8 hours, and I have to say that it actually looks pretty good. Once I exfoliated and moisturized and applied it with a sponge, it looked much better, and then it continued to look better throughout the day as my skin kind of warmed up to it and my natural oils started coming through. Right now, it looks very skin-like. I don't feel like it settled too badly into like any fine lines. Like, it did a little bit here, and I will say like the creases under my eyes, I didn't set them, so they definitely creased a bit, but it didn't settle too badly into here, and it also didn't settle into the creases in around my nose either. It's a definite shine to my face. I've got a blotting sheet here. I haven't blotted all day. There is the oil. It's actually not too bad. I do see a little bit of the foundation on this blotting sheet, so it definitely did transfer off. However, I do feel like it actually held up naturally really well. I don't feel like it faded. Like, normally my foundation fades really bad kind of down here, and I don't find that it faded that much. So in terms of the long wear component, I think that it actually is pretty long wearing. This one is definitely more of a dewy and luminous finish, and it feels moisturizing too, yet it is long wearing and does have decent coverage. If you have super oily skin and you're looking for something to control oils, I don't think this is it. And I also think that if you have texture and a lot of flakiness on your skin, you're definitely either not gonna like this, or you're gonna have to try and make it work with heavy moisturizers and just exfoliating and prepping your skin really good before you use it. I'm not sure what foundations I could compare this to. I feel like this really is the more luminous version of the all day weightless foundation that they already have. I think that's what it's called. It really reminds me of that formula. It's very liquidy, but this one just is more hydrating and luminous, where that one is definitely more matte. So I ended up really liking this. Like, I really like the way that it looks now. You know, it stayed on. I didn't find that I could feel it on my face throughout the day. It didn't really control my oils, but I also don't think I'm too bad either. I don't know, it's definitely one that I'm gonna have to keep playing with. Anyway, I guess that's the end of this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and let me know what you think about this lighting setup. I have no idea how it's gonna turn out. This is my first time using my new ring light because my old ring light broke. So I'm still kind of trying to figure it out. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video, which I believe is going to be a Glossier First Impression try-on haul. Bye.